or the commission, without any investigation, detained me for several days. After investigation, I was released, and it was close to an election time.
The EFCC is one of these organizations that most people are so scared of. And why do I say that? Because of the fact that once you have been tagged to have visited the EFCC facility, it shows that your credibility, your integrity that you might have worked for over the years has been tarnished forever. Welcome to LA TV, and this is Jay. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission in the just concluded general election, conducted one of the most fraudulent elections ever in the history of Nigeria, as Nigerians keep on reacting to that election. The election brought about Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a president of Nigeria, which has been contended with in the courts, which the tribunal passed its judgment, and it's now at the Supreme Court where the opposition are appealing for this case. Now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu has once been invited or the EFCC chairman tried to investigate Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And as of today, the same EFCC chairman is under the net of the DSS under serious allegation and detention for some time now. Now, let's look further. The EFCC chairman, whom Nigerians call to be part of the status quo level of corruption, was screened and was passed yesterday to become the chairman of the EFCC. Now, the chairman passed through the screening yesterday, and in an attempt to answer some questions, he tried to make joke. He tried to use the Senate president as an example, of which the Senate president said, "No, don't use me as an example. This will now show you what I meant from the beginning, talking about you being invited by the EFCC or being arrested by the EFCC because it will tarnish your image." Now, do the EFCC, do they really do their jobs as they ought to do according to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the acts guiding the EFCC as a commission? To a far extent, yes, they do some of their work. But there was this question asked by one of the senators asking to know, why do EFCC always arrest people and then detain them unlawfully for days, of which he found himself in that position some time back? And here are some of the response from the EFCC chairman that was confirmed yesterday. So I'm going to leave you with this video to watch, to understand and how the new EFCC is going to operate going forward. Remember that the EFCC have long been out for the Yahoo boys and forgetting the political Yahoo men who always steal from this country and never develop this country. But they fail to arrest them and detain them. But when they see a young guy with a laptop, they tend to call the person a Yahoo person when they have not diligently done their investigation. So let's take a look at this together.
I was once a local government chairman, and somebody wrote a frivolous petition against me. Your people or the commission, without any investigation, detained me for several days. After investigation, I was released, and it was close to an election time. So I understood at the end of the day that the petition was just meant to make me lose the next election. But the question I have is that, don't you think that if a petition is written on someone for financial or economic crime, you should do your due diligence investigation before inviting and detaining the person?
Everybody wants to dip hands into the treasury and all of that, and the incentives for corruption is all over the place. So I will do more in the area of blocking the leakages. Because also in the course of my carrying out study, fraud survey, I discovered that for you to, if you allow 10 naira to be stolen, you spend an average of between 3 naira 50 kobo and 4 naira 50 kobo to recover it. That is even if you are able to recover the 10 naira. But for you to prevent the stealing of 10 naira, you spend less than 1 naira. So which one is the more effective tool to fight corruption? without downplaying the importance of enforcement. Why can't we challenge more on prevention and let it begin with these halo chambers today? We discovered that in Nigeria, there is nowhere to run to. So I want to plead with these halo chambers. That is what we call transactional credit system. If we continue to allow Nigerians to buy houses, cash, to buy cars, cash, we don't have a very effective credit system. 1,000 EFCC added to 1 million ICPC will not do us any good. And that is the reality. We must create that atmosphere as lawmakers for people to have choices. Look, if I don't steal money, can I afford to train my children in school? Minimum standard. If I don't steal money, can I buy a car after I've worked for 5 years? If I don't steal money, can I at least put 3-bedroom bungalow in place after I've worked for 15, 20 years? An average Nigerian doesn't have a hope. When he has the opportunity, he will steal. And even if he doesn't have it, he will create one. And so you will now leave the law enforcement agencies and anti-corruption agencies to start running after them. Finally, distinguished senators, sir, I'd like to also for us to encourage our criminal justice system to work. We must, if we really want to fight corruption, anywhere the fight of corruption succeeds in the world, the substance is taken above technicalities. We must encourage our criminal justice system to advocate in such a way that max prosecution doesn't take more than 5 years. Max from cost of first instance to Supreme Court. And I know these halo chambers can begin to work on that very seriously. And so if we make our criminal justice system work, you will see more of what the anti-corruption agencies are doing. And it will be better for all of us.
That was it from the screening yesterday at the Senate chamber concerning the chairman of the the chairman of the Economic and Financial Crime Commission. What do you think? Many Nigerians already have reacted to the fact that the man is not fit to be the chairman of the EFCC because of some allegation on his head. But then, it has been confirmed by the Senate and nothing anyone can do about it. What do you think? Comment section. Please drop your opinion.